it is iGloriaaa back with another video, and I am here to talk to you guys about confidence in relation to our communities and how your community could affect how and why you think about yourself the way that you do. So yeah, so if you want more tea on that, well, stay tuned for the rest of this video and on. But before I start, how was y'all's day? How was your day? My day was pretty nice, very productive, I could say. I went to the gym, I prayed, had great conversations, things of that nature. Actually, speaking about great discussion, so my cousin Diana, me and her, we were talking per usual. A lot of the things that we were talking about has a lot to do with people, but not really talking about people, but just kind of like how strange human beings can be. And like one day I could like really get y'all hip to some of the stuff that I'd be going through. Like I'd be flabbergasted. Whoa. But all that aside though, and then we just started talking a lot about like the way I perceive things now is so different. And I'm just very grateful for God, because if not for God, you have to put some earrings on. Forever 21 is the way to go if you need some cool cheap go to Shein or Forever 21. But if not for God, I don't think I would be the person that I am today. I've come a far place when it comes to like my confidence and my like self journey. I feel like, especially, I don't know what really happened between the time of last year and now, where I don't really move or like think about things or perceive things the way that I used to, especially when it comes to myself. Like I'm not gonna say that I've reached a level where it's like
I have reached the end all be all of what confidence is.
No, so I think I'm in a good place to be able to at least share. And yeah, like one of the things I could say really contributed to the way that I move now has a lot to do with these confidence videos. Like not like the confidence videos, the feminine videos becoming that girl-esque video. I love how the conversation has changed from the girl that, you know, the social media girl, to that girl that you have in your mind. So like for me, there's a place I want to be. That's not even the end all be all. It actually reminds me of a verse that one of my bros is sharing with me this past week, which was Philippians 3:14, that whole thing. And it just kind of makes me realize that even if I have this like end goal of who I want to be, it's not necessarily like the end. Like God has a greater goal. So I cling on to what God wants. I cling on to the revelations, because yeah, if you're into those kind of videos, Kamsi Inamani, Lucy Benson, there's this other girl, but I'm not even gonna begin to start thinking about people. I'll leave them down below. Some of the videos that has helped me in my, you know, becoming me journey. But I watched one of her videos and it's just, I don't know, I feel like I gained so much when it comes to who I desire to be. Oh my God, it's so hard to put on makeup and talk at the same time. This is why I don't do it. Okay, so yes, I started applying a lot of these advice to my own personal life, which I'm very grateful for. You know, like it's not just about watching a video for vibes. I feel like sometimes we do that and then like we don't necessarily know we don't know how, like, what to do with the advice that we've been given and we've been receiving online. Meanwhile, you're listening. Are you applying? Are you really listening? So one of the biggest things that I've noticed in a lot of these like videos, I noticed that it's very important for you to be around like-minded people. So one thing I'm very grateful for is that a lot of the people that are in my life right now are people who either push me to be more of who I'm supposed to be or who I've been called to be, or these are people who are like, we're like literally in the same place, but we all are pushing towards something. I asked my Instagrams, I was like, okay, so guys, what would you like me to talk about in my chit chat video? And they said sisterhood. And I was like, that's very interesting that you bring that topic up. Because me personally, right, I don't know, like it's funny because I grew up with all girls, and I do have a lot of like female friends as well. So it's like one of those things where it's like, this is great. This is definitely something. Female friends that aren't even necessarily just friends, but sisters, you know, that we're vulnerable with each other. We have like minds, like pursuits. We check each other for what we're on, you know, but it's not even just like minds, like pursuits in a sense that, like, you know, we're all trying to do the same thing, but like we all have the same end goal, and which is one of those great things. And another thing too that I can say is that we're all pursuing various things. I can brag about my sisters and it just makes me very, very happy. Yes, I'm doing my makeup. It's blending. It's blending, thank you. Confidence, friendships, it all kind of plays a role, because honestly, a lot of us who are dealing with confidence, if I'm gonna keep it like 5,000% with you, is because the people around you are not motivating you or not, you know, pouring into you. And I'm not saying that we should definitely, gone are the days that we blame everything on human beings. Your community definitely plays a role on how you view yourself. If you're around folks that like motivate you or inspire you to be a bigger, better person, I promise you the way that you like show out for yourself, you would show up for yourself bigger and greater. But if you're around folks who don't necessarily pour back into your cup, and like, you know, if anything, you're always pouring into their cup, you're always making them look better, then, and nobody's looking at you, it's only a matter of time when you will be draining. Like, there's only but so much that you can give. But to that point, I almost forgot to do makeup. What do I do next? Foundation. I also noticed that the terminology is sister. Sister. Hey Siri, define sister.
One moment. Sister means a woman or girl in relation to other daughters and sons of her parents. Do you want to hear the next one?
Yes.
It means a close female friend or associate, especially a female fellow member of a labor union or other organization.
We're talking blood, we're talking like people that you see often. I mean, granted, there are sisters who aren't sisters, but that's not that discussion. But I like a close female friend. And so if somebody is like really close to you, it's not superficial. And I think a lot of people, sorry, I gotta get my edges. A lot of people be calling the term sister, brother, but y'all don't know yourselves. That's just me being honest. You know, a lot of people want sisters. A lot of people want to be close. They want close-knit friends, but being close also calls for a sense of vulnerability. And with vulnerability also means that you kind of almost like expect the unexpected. Like it's like you're not on your toes constantly. So if anything, you can be yourself. You're in a community with people where you can actually say you're cultivating a safe space with each other, where you know even your deepest, darkest secrets you can share with each other. That's what I mean by sister. Now notice, I did not say sis, I said sister. With that being said, sorry, give me a second, y'all, it's blending anytime. See, lately I haven't really been doing the top of my brows because I notice it gives that halo effect. So I just, you know, do the bottom part. Really give my neck. Oh, it's coming out. I look good.
Okay, like, since you're still here, you might as well just like, comment, and subscribe. All right, let's get back to the video. Cool.
So yeah, like I was saying, then I see these communities, right, of people where it's like, do you really feel safe with your friends? Y'all look good, don't get me wrong. You guys look amazing, but can you guys say that you feel safe with each other? I think a good show, I would say, makes me think of this is almost like Girlfriends, right? Like you see with them, Maya's character when she first came was definitely not as vulnerable, but with time, as you're associating with each other, she kind of couldn't cover that much things over time, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, that's kind of how I see it with sisterhood. So we're talking, people that you just can't cover things with, things that you're not that great at, things that you are great at. You're comfortable enough to talk about your wins and your losses. Like that to me in itself is sisterhood, in my opinion, right? It's obviously different like folds to it, but that's how I see it. So you want to be this, you know, confident person and things of that nature, but you have friends that keep bringing you down, or you and then you still call them sisters. No, like they're friends, they're even then acquaintances, but that's a whole different thing. So, and it's like for me, I definitely say like one of the first steps when it came to like me becoming confident in myself was being around people who were so confident in themselves. They're just so true to themselves that when you're around them, you can't help but to be true to yourself. One, they will challenge your opinion. You have to think deeply. You have to be strong on what you believe, and like they'll still accept you with your differences. If anything, when you share an opposing opinion, it's not even like, oh, I hate you or whatever the case may be. Literally, wow, you taught me something. You can agree to disagree without there being like this big beef or whatever. Don't worry about the internal work. You got to do that too. But it's so much easier to work on yourself when you have a community of like-minded people around you. These UK girls got me out here using highlight of different shades. If you know, you know. But but yeah, so are you around? Ooh, it's already creasing, girl. You rapping. So a little bit goes a long way with this highlight. That's why I try not to put too much on. The last video I did, I feel like I did a lot of highlight on my face. But anyways, I'm gonna let this kind of like sit a little bit. Usually I would spray my Fix Plus, but I think as I talk, it will do its thing. You have to know what you want for yourself. It's like once you know what you want for yourself, it would be easier for you to move out there. So like this makes me think of a couple of verses. Like 1 Corinthians 6:14, the typical, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. At the end of the day, yes, we all know that this verse is referring to those who believe that Jesus Christ is Lord, right? Believers, and then those who don't. That in itself, it's like, I think it also helps to be around people who have like ideas as you. Your closest knit of people should reflect who you are, because these are people that you're gonna spend the most time with. If you are constantly surrounded by people who are of different mindsets and different backgrounds and this and the third, it's very hard for you to like come back to home base. It's like you're constantly moving around. And at one point, that was once me. I don't know. Sometimes I think it's good to be around people of like minds and like backgrounds, but not limiting yourself as well. Like an acquaintance or a friend or somebody of a different background and whatever, but it's like your foundation. I think that's ideally what this verse is referring to, that person's foundation, because we're all wicked. We all have ways, I mean, as long as you're flesh, there's wickedness inside of you. So does that person's foundation align with your foundation? You know? And if not, you might want to just consider distancing yourself. And take it from me, like I'm not the kind of person to cut people off. I don't like doing that. But naturally, it happens. Like I tell you, if you are in college right now, you're in high school, this is the time to be looking for people. Because I'm telling you, I mean, like granted, even your workspaces, it might be a little difficult, and sometimes you just need to try. Like it's almost like dating, right? Like you kind of have to date around. Sometimes you have to have conversations, and like it takes time. And that's the thing, you don't want a superficial friendship. It takes time to build a sister. So it's one of those things where it's like, but if you're around the spaces that you know people like you are supposed to be, then you will find people like you. But yeah, that's just my own take on that. I look amazing, just saying. But first of all, we got a new baby, a new toy in the mix. I finally got my hands on the full-size Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the shade Honey. And when I tell y'all, this is a powder that I've been using for a while now. Shout out to Sephora. I love how, ooh, what does this come with? Oh, it comes with a little filter. I thought it came with a little mirror. I was like, oh, Fenty, y'all are lit. But it's Fenty, why would they come? Anyways, but you guys saw me unboxing it, yay. So it comes with a little, I think, is this like a little powder thing? I think I get why this comes with it. So it has like Fenty Beauty, their logo on it. This is the full size. Let me show you guys what I had before. If you want, like one thing I love about Sephora, oh, there's just a little bit left, I'm gonna save that for travel, is that they have these little travel size test stuff that you can purchase. So I've been using that for a while till it finished, and now I'm here onto the full size one. Big girl, big things, period. Anyways, so how does what you see out there now reflect onto who you are now? One, you put it into practice. It's just pressing into my skin. Wow. So yeah, that's kind of like one of the ways that it starts. And then just going into the more personal things when it comes to yourself. Sometimes you just can't wait. Like your friends can only but do so much. And this is when I go back to your inside work. My friends can only but do so much. Where I'm at now that I've graduated, you know, everybody's in a different place in life. We're not all in the same room, in the same apartment complex. We're all like spread out everywhere with different things going on. People are in relationships, some are married, some are, you know, traveling the world, some are on different times. So what do you do then when your friends aren't around you? Then you have to start having conversations with yourself. It's almost like when you're in class, you go back to your notes and you study. You go back to what you've learned. I have to fix this. You go back to what you've learned and you study what you've received, what you've learned in class for the exam to come, the exam of life. In that spending time with yourself, you're looking at yourself, you're hearing some of the things that you say, you pray, and you're like, God, I don't like the way that I think, you know, asking the Lord to speak to you about yourself, you know, and then remembering some of the things that people have said about you too, the common things that you've heard in conversation. These are all things that would contribute to how I move and how I started to think. In a nutshell, it's not something that's gonna happen. I'm taking my bronzer. It's not something that's just gonna happen willy-nilly. You're just gonna wake up in the morning and boom, you're confident. It takes practice, because I won't, that's what I'm saying. That's why I started off with that Philippians 3:14 verse. I'm definitely not there, but I can say that I'm practicing. I'm working on it, and I'm definitely not where I used to be. Like, yeah, sometimes I still compare myself, but in public, listen, I know what I'm bringing. I know what's good. And that right there, that kind of thinking is due to good friends, a great God that has the time to listen, and a lot of personal time, a lot of harsh personal time, a lot of tears, a lot of prayer. But yeah, anyways, I really like the way my face is coming along. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, so this is the final look. I didn't even tell you guys, so I got knotless braids. And these braids are by the one and only Lex Effect. So just to kind of like end off like my final thoughts or whatever the case may be. So ideally, it's in you. I believe everybody can be confident. The introvert and the extrovert, whether you're introverted or extroverted, has nothing to do with the level of confidence that you have. I believe confidence is how you carry yourself. It's like your security in yourself, right? I think confidence is ideally the opposite of insecurity, but I mean, hey, we all have our insecurities, but like the level of security that you have in yourself is your confidence. You want to be confident. I would say the first step to that is checking your community and seeing if they amplify you or all they do is degrade you. So if you're being amplified, at least you know that first step you've checked off. Anyways, yeah, that's just a little tea on that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would like more confidence chats and just more girl talks, I mean, you know, it's iGloriaaa, your internet big sister. But and also, if you want a detailed explanation of what I did to my face, go watch the last video. You know, we talking about carrying ourselves proper. You don't know how to do your makeup, watch the last video. I'll show you the tips. Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye, and God bless.